special day, keeping you motivated in a special way.
us according to the multitude of your tender mercy. Blot out our transgressions. Wash us thoroughly from our iniquity and cleanse us from our sins. For we acknowledge our transgressions, and our sins are ever before us. Against you and you alone, Yahweh, have we sinned and done this evil in your sight, that you might be justified when you speak and be clear when you judge. Behold, we were shapen in iniquity, and in sin did our images conceive us. Behold, you desire truth in the inward part, and in the hidden part you shall make us to know wisdom. Purge us, Father Yah, with hyssop, and we shall be clean. Wash us, and we shall be whiter than snow. Make us to hear joy and gladness, that the bones which you have broken may rejoice. Hide your face from our sins and blot out all of our transgressions. Create in us a clean heart, O Yahweh, and renew a right spirit within us. Cast us not away from your presence, Father, and take not your Holy Spirit from us. Restore unto us the joy of your salvation, and uphold us with your free spirit. Then will we teach transgressors your ways, and sinners shall be converted unto you. Deliver us, O Yahweh, from blood guiltiness, Yahweh of our salvation, and our tongues shall sing aloud of your righteousness. Oh Yahweh, open you our lips, and our mouths shall show forth your praise. For you desire not sacrifice, else we would give it. You delight not in burnt offering. The sacrifices of Yahweh are broken spirits, are broken in a heart of contrition. Yahweh, you will not despise. Do good in your good pleasure unto Zion, and build you the walls of Yerushalayim. And let all those, Father Yah, who at the sound of my voice believe all that which was spoken, all that which we do this day to honor you, Father Yah. Say with a loud and clear voice, hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Toda Yah, Toda Yah. Amen.
so you see the background. All right, so we're gonna make it happen today. So, Shabbat Shalom, right to the Gentiles, right to the Gentiles. I'm sure he's in here. Let's see. Sherry, good to see you, my sister. Today's lesson is going to be more like introduction. I'm not going to go in deep today. I want to kind of look at the Gentile. Honoring's here today. How'd you weather in Texas this week? You got nice weather this week. Suppose I'll have rain tomorrow. Okay. Does everybody else have issues? All right, let's see. Oh, there we go. I got it now. There we go. Got it now. Okay. I didn't know that the water waves was playing in the background. So let's see how that is that better? Is that better? Okay. There we go. All right, what I was saying was, okay. Let's see. Let's go ahead and turn this down. Okay, I was saying that I love when my original channel. I used to record on Chicago lakefront, and so I love that lakefront effect. So I was saying how you all like my background. All right, I didn't know that the waves was overpowering. Take you back in the feeling of being on the beachfront. All right, let's see. So. Let me go back. Where was I at? Okay, I was greeting everybody. Light to the Gentiles. Good to see you, my brother. And Coach Sherry. Coach Sherry, good to see you, my sister. Brother Andre, good to see you, my brother. How's the weather out there in Texas? And C McMillan. Good to see you. Shabbat Shalom. Let's see. Okay. Is that Lyndon? Lyndon, good to see you. Good to see you. Shabbat Shalom. My brother Tresky. Good to see you, my brother. Lamar. Okay, Lamar, can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay. All right. Oh, you like that water backdrop? I had to send you a link. It's actually a browser stream, so it's coming directly. That's why I didn't know how to get the wave sound up, but it seems to be working now. So all right, praise y'all. Y'all get distracted now. Y'all see the background. You're like, oh man. Okay. All right. So okay, so today we're going to kind of do like an introduction. I'm not going to go in deep we're gonna break down each one of these sons. We're probably not gonna do today. I want to focus in on the part of the, what did it say? Oh, I got it. I have a PC. PC, yeah. Lion Pride. Good to see you, my brother Lion Pride. I said I called your name. I said I called Light to the Gentiles Lion Pride by accident. But I knew I would see you. Good to see you, my brother. So let's go ahead and get started. This particular lesson is entitled Are the Europeans the Gentiles? Because see, the reason why, since we just closed out on the series of Esau, who's Esau, right? We still have to, in exposing who the Gentiles are, we're still going to add more fuel to the fire to debunk the Esau's, the white man doctrine, by just identifying who the Gentiles are. Now, here's the question that I ask for those that spy on us. I know they spy. I know the camps. I call them the I call them the One West divisions. Hey, Light, I got a new name for them now. One West divisions, right? Okay. This question I have for my One West divisions, right, is that if Esau is the end of the world, as the saying goes, which world did Esau end? Because the divisions, the One West divisions teach that John 3:16 says, for Yah so loved the world. And they say John 3:16 is talking about Yah loves the Israelite world. So if Yah loves the Israelite world, if 3:16 is talking about the Israelite world, is it possible that Second Ezra, I think it's 6 and 9, I believe it is talking about Esau is the end of the Israelite world? And if it's not, then my question is, then how is it that John 3:16 is a reference to the Israelite world? And I know the answer to that. You're going to say, well, there are two different types of worlds. There are different types of worlds. Okay, well, how would I know as a person who's just reading the manuscript, which world are they talking? Oh, how would I know when they're making a reference to the Israelite world and when they're making a reference to the world at large? Okay, that's my question. So in doing so, because if Esau is the end of the world, and we're adding another question to that, is I want to go to Luke 21:24 first, then we're going to go to Genesis chapter 10, right? Then we can go from there. All right. So let's start with Luke 21. Because they quote, and I know they watching the channel because they quoting verses that we quote on this channel. I've never heard nobody quote some of these verses that we quote. Now everybody's quoting them now. Okay. So we're going to go to Luke 21:24, right? And we're going to add we're going to add a couple things here as we go into this. What are Gentiles? Who are Gentiles? Are these Europeans Gentiles, right? Okay. So Luke 21, right, and 24. Okay. So, and the reason why I do this is because all the people that say the captivity happened already before the Messiah, right? We read Deuteronomy 28. All my Christian apologists, well, that already happened. That happened during the Babylonian. That happened during this captivity. That happened during the Egyptian captivity. That happened during the Syrian captivity, right? Okay. So so when you use that analogy, right? Then the question comes in my mind is, okay, what about this verse here that happened after those captivities? Okay, that's why we're going here. So let's go to Luke 21:24. All right. Okay, now it says, and I'm just going to read that one verse, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword. Okay. Now there's no debate as far as to who that we are they're talking about, right? We already know who the we is. We or they shall fall. We know the they is Israel, right? Make no doubts about that. Everybody knows that, right? Okay, so he says, they shall fall by the edge of the sword. All right. So most of the Israelite divisions, the one West divisions, and all the Israelites teachers, we already concur that this is talking about 70 AD, give or take, right? Okay, 66, 70, different people use a different number and a different Gentile ruler. Okay, now he says that they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive into all nations. So when your apologists try to say all those Deuteronomy 28 already happened, they'll throw Josephus in the picture. Josephus said that it happened. They were taking on board ships, and it did happen, right? But here's the problem I have with that. Is that prophecy a one-time prophecy, or is that a prophecy that's going to happen multiple times? We see it happen multiple times. I did a lesson on that, right? Now, so Deuteronomy 28 was not a one-shot prophecy fulfillment, right? I did a lesson years ago called The Curses Are Coming. The Curses Are Coming, right? I wish I could find that lesson. And where I broke it down, where I showed that Deuteronomy 28 being fulfilled, and when Israel disobeyed the Most High, you got to go to the book of Judges, where every time it says when Israel did evil in the sight of Yah raised up an enemy. The enemy came and took Israel into captivity, right? So we see continuous captivities of Israelites as we broke the covenant, right? Now, not to happen again. We're already in the last of the. Because the reason why we know there's no more captivities after this one is because of this passage right here. Now let's go back in. All right, so he said, they shall be led away captive into all nations, right? And then Jerusalem, right? Yasharal, we all use different names. It's all good, it's fine, okay? Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Now stop for a second here, brother. Let me ask you a question. That's why I'm reading this verse. Is Esau a Gentile? Because see, the one West divisions want to make Esau the Caucasian, right? So if Esau is the Caucasian, which would mean that the Caucasians are Hebrews, right? And I always tell my one West camp divisionists, I said, if Esau is the white man, let me ask you a question. I know y'all know what I'm getting ready to say, right? Do you love Esau? Or do you hate him? And how you answer that question is going to determine whether or not you are in compliance with Torah. Because if you believe Esau is a white man and you hate him, then you are in direct violation of Torah. Right? Let me say that again. If you say Esau is the white man, if Esau is the Gentiles, I know you say there are different types of Gentiles, brother. If you say that Esau is the Gentiles, then what you are in fact saying that those people that are trodden down Jerusalem are Edomites and not Japheth. So we got problems here because now I would ask the question, where is Japheth then? Because if Japheth is supposed to be enlarged, right? Could you please identify to me the seed of Japheth today on the planet? Where are they at? I'll wait for your answer. Because you can't use your Camp One West Division's doctrine because you're leaving holes in the whole thing. Esau is not a Gentile. Well, he operating like a Gentile. So would that make him Gentile-ish, right? If he's operating like a Gentile, that would mean that he would be Gentile-ish and not a Gentile. He would be Gentile-like. So he couldn't be a Gentile. He'd be Gentile-ish, right? So now let me go back in here because I'm laying the foundation for this lesson here. All right. So now he says that they shall be led away captive into all nations for my apologists. This is after the Messiah. So could you please provide to me proof in any historical a record of the people who you say and who the world says fit this prophecy? Could you please provide me some resources, some receipts? I need some receipts. Can you please provide me some receipts of those people that you say are the people of the book going into slavery, into the four corners? Right? If you can't find that, then we got to dig a little deeper because we do know that historically wise, there's some people that went to the four corners. Oh yeah, make no doubts about that. Now let's go back. So he said, they shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down. Right? Now let's break this down just in case somebody will say, brother, can you break that down? What does it mean to be trodden down? Right? Because you'll try to make a whole other doctrine and make trodden down be something different. Okay, so let's go to my Strong's numbers real quick. Okay, now this word trodden right here, trodden down, is the word, it says to trample. Oh, okay. There's a place in Revelation talking about trample. He said, leave the out court, leave it out, because it is given to who? Given to the Gentiles, not to the Edomites. That would have been a good place for him to say, let me see. Let me pull it up real quick. Okay. Let me pull it up real quick. All right. That's Revelation I quoted. So let's see. That's going to be found in Revelation 11 and 2. Okay, let's go there real quick. 11 and 2, we're going to come back. Okay. All right. So 11 and 2 says, let's start at 1. Verse 1 says, and there was given me a reed like unto a rod, and an angel stood saying, rise and measure the temple of Yah, and the altar, and them that worship therein. But the court, here we go. Listen. But the court, which is without the temple, leave out. Why'd he say leave it out? That without the temple, leave it out and measure it not, for it is given, got a problem here, is given unto the Gentiles. Boom. Wait a minute. Brother, doggone, you messing up my doctrine. If the outer court is given to the Gentiles, then doggone it, you got to make Esau be a Gentile now. Right?
What you bringing to the table, brother?
You got to make Esau be a Gentile. So my question to the one West divisions, is Esau Gentile? Is he the Gentile that the book is talking about? In your estimation. Because you look, you got your own description for a Gentile. It's convenient. It's a Gentile could be somebody else when it's convenient. So we're going to break this. I'm going to analyze that word Gentile. We're going to show you who the Gentiles are. We already kind of touched on it in the previous lesson. We're going to amplify that sucker. We're going to pull that word Gentile out. We're going to pull a rabbit out the hat today. All right, now. So y'all better stay to the end here, because we're gonna drop the hammer on them. I need Judge Judy's hammer. Bam! We're going to drop the ballot, right? All right, we can put that sucker in the trash can. Now, all right. So he said, leave the court out. He said, wait a minute. The court that's out the temple, bring it back in. Leave it out and measure it not, for it is given to the Gentiles and the Kodesh city. Watch this now. Oh, got a little intruder here. Let's see if I can take care. Put him out of his misery real quick. You tell when the weather starts changing, these little guys start coming up. Okay, there we go. Got you. He's not gonna be in this lesson today. All right, where was I at? He says, but the court which is without the temple, leave out and measure it not, for it's given to the Gentiles and the Kodesh city, the set apart city, the city of Jerusalem, shall they trodden down underfoot. How long? 42 months. Boom. So now let's go back to Luke. And tying the knots together. Go back to Luke. Because Luke told us that Jerusalem, right, shall be trodden. Now we know what trodden means. Trodden means to trample, right? So the Gentiles is trampling, not Edomites. The Gentiles is trampling down Jerusalem. You can't change the biblical text to fit your narrative. If the Messiah said the Gentiles would trample down Jerusalem, right? And he said in Revelation, we read, leave the court out. It is for the Gentiles and they're going to trample it. Who's trampling Jerusalem, brother? Huh? How is Esau trampling Jerusalem if the Messiah and Yachanan, the Revelator, said that the Gentiles would try down the Kodesh city? Trample it down, right? Now, so listen. All nations and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles. Now he goes a little step further and says, until the times of the Gentiles. See, he's talking about a people that would have time. The time of the Gentiles, right? Not the time of the Edomite. Esau's the end of the world. Where does it say anywhere else other than in 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 that Esau is going to be ruling? As a matter of fact, as 2nd Ezra 6 and 9 doesn't say that Esau will be the ruling power at the end of the world. You said that. Okay? Just in case you think that I'm making it up, let's go and let's read it. Okay? I'm not even going to go about trying to discredit it. I'm going to let you have your reign. I'm going to say it's authentic. Okay, now. So let's go to 2nd Ezra, right? I think it's 6 and 9, I believe. Right, there it is. Bring it on the screen. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows, right? So now, when you see that, is it the end of the age is it the end of the age? But see, in that verse, it doesn't say Esau going to be ruling the world. That's your interpretation of that. That does not say. Could you please point out in that verse where it says Esau going to be ruling the world? It's not in there. You add that in there. You made that. You made that mean what you wanted to mean because it fits your narrative. But that does not say Esau is ruling the world. It says Esau is the end of the world. So we got problems here because Esau is the end, right, of the world. World could be age, right? Just like the Israelite world, the world that was known to the Israelites, right? Okay. And if Jacob is that which follows, then 1948 would be relevant, wouldn't it?
You in danger, girl.
Right? 1948 would be relevant because if they're Yaakov, then you are actually making a hole for your doctrine because you're saying because after the Israelite world ended under Esau, Yaakov is he that follows. So when they reestablish the land, that will fulfill that, wouldn't it? Huh? Wouldn't that make them the chosen people? So you can't use that because that verse does not say that Esau will be ruling the world, that Esau will be the world power. You said that. The text didn't say that. You made the text say something you wanted to say, right? Now, let's go back where I was here. Okay. So, let's go back to Luke 21:24, and then we're going to open some things up here. All right, now, this is our introduction. All right, I'm making a short introduction today. All right, I'm just about done with my intro. Now, they shall fall by the edge of the sword and shall be led away captive to all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles be fulfilled, right? Boom. I'm waiting for an answer to the question. Is Esau a Gentile? Or is he a Hebrew? Okay. Now, let's go and let's look at Genesis chapter 10, right? The table of nations, right? So let's go to Genesis 10, right? And let's amplify this. And what I want to do, I'm going to look at this from a different version. We're going to start with the KJV. And then we're going to look at it with the Septuagint. Okay, so let's do that. Let's do the KJV first. All right, let's bring it on the screen. Okay, now. Verse 1 says, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Now y'all say Japheth, or we just say Japhet. Japhet. That's what he said. Japhet. I like the way he said it. Japhet. I like that. All right. And unto them were sons born after the flood. Here we go. The sons of Japhet, Gomer, right? Magog, Madai, Yavan, Tubal, Meshach, and Tyrus, right? The sons of Gomer, or Gomer, spell the roll the R actually, it's Gomer, right? Okay. Ashkenaz, Rifha, Togarma, right? Somebody was teaching me how to pronounce the words, okay? And the sons of Yavan, Elisha, Tarshish, Kittim, right? Kittim. The I is pronounced like an E. Kittim, and Dodanim, right? Because see, English pronounce the words different, right? But in the East, the words they're not pronounced the way they are pronounced in the English word. That's why I emphasize the I as an E. Kittim and Dodanim, right? It says, by these were the isles, right? Were the isles of the Gentiles divided in their lands, everyone after his tongue and after their families in their nations, right? So this verse tells us that the isles of the Gentiles were divided. So question that I have for the One West Camp divisions is, where are these Japhites at in today's time? Would you please do a lesson and teach a brother? Because inquiring minds want to know. I want to know if Esau is the Caucasians and who we're teaching that are Japheth, and you're teaching the Esau. Could you please provide proof as to where these sons of Japheth are? So in this lesson, we're going to show you where they are, and you'll know, just like we showed you where Esau is, right? Esau's in the mix. Esau's among some of us, right? Let me do this real quick, and if you're going to go in, okay? Now, we always like to lay a foundation. So let's go to Deuteronomy 23. And because you say you are Torah compliant. Oh, I said I was going to read it. We'll do that in a second. Okay. You say you are Torah compliant, right? So now, Torah specifically says, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite. All right. Now, so that we're not confused as to what it means to abhor, let's do it. Let's get a definition for abhor. Okay. Now, let's go to what does, let's do it like this here. Let's bring it on the screen. What does abhor mean? Okay. So abhor means to regard with disgust and hatred. Oh, wait a minute. So abhor means to regard with disgust and hatred, right? So I ask my question. If Esau is the Caucasian, my brother, do you love him? I'll let that sit for a second. Let you ponder on that. Since you got so much hatred in your heart toward the so-called white man. If he's Esau, and we already proved he's not, but in your estimation, if he is Esau, wouldn't that make you in violation of Torah? Let's go back in. All right, go back to Deuteronomy. Okay. As we are laying this foundation, thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is the enemy. He's a white devil. Right? No, he's not a white devil, but that's what y'all say. He's a white devil, right? So the text says he's your brother. The text doesn't say he's the devil. The text says he's your brother. So if you subscribe to him being the Caucasians, then that would mean every Caucasian that you cross your path is your brother, right?
What you bringing to the table, brother?
I had to laugh because look, y'all mad as hell at me when I teach this, right? Okay, now let's go back. So like I said, some of you in the mix just might be an Edomite, because let me go back to the text. It says, you shall not abhor an Edomite, but you shall love him. So whoever he is, you got to love him. hug him and embrace him. That don't go over well with the One West divisions, does it? That does not go over well. This doctrine is so damnable, right? This doctrine is so damnable that it caused Ringo it caused Ringo backslid. He said, I'm not a Hebrew Israelite no more. Y'all see the damage that this doctrine does to people? I mean, you stumble across so many people online that's got videos out there. Why I'm not a Hebrew Israelite no more. It's so laughable to me. How could you not be a Hebrew Israelite no more? You was never fully embrace your ethnicity for you to say I'm not a Hebrew Israelite. And I know what he should say is I'm not affiliated with the One West Camp divisions anymore. And I think from listening to his video, he was saying he was never part of camp. But you were affected by the camp doctrine because some of the stuff that Ringo taught came straight from the camp doctrine about Yahshua not being born of a virgin. Okay, all right. So he said, let me go back here. Thou shalt not abhor an Edomite, for he is thy brother. Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, because thou was a stranger in his land. Right? Now, I had a brother commented on my TikTok, well, we not Hamites. We from Shem. You don't know that. You don't know you're from Shem. You could be from Egypt, right? You could be from Canaan. You could be Edomite, right? Yes, you could be Israelite, ethnic DNA, descendant of Jacob, but you don't know for sure, right? We do know one thing. We were of the Israelite nation, and then that nation was a mixed multitude. How about that, right? We can find that in Exodus, where it says a mixed multitude went with them, right? Some of them that came out were in fact Egyptians, right? Okay? That's a fact. So it's okay even if your DNA don't connect you directly back to Yaakov. It doesn't make the prophecy to fail. Doesn't make Deuteronomy 28 not be applicable to you, because when you married into a family, when you embraced the covenant, you became a part of the nation of Israel. That's why we call ourselves Israel. That's our nation, right? Now, so if he said don't hate an Edomite, you're supposed to love him, whoever he is, right? For he is your brother, not an enemy, not the devil, not the white devil, as they say, right? Thou shalt not abhor an Egyptian, right? So Egyptians come from Ham. You're not supposed to hate a Hamite, right? Because you was a stranger in his land. And then he says here's the kicker. The children that are begotten of them shall enter into the congregation of Yah in their third generation. Right there it is. So please explain to me, One West Camp divisions, how is Esau going to be destroyed when Esau might be one of you? Right? So Esau, you're not supposed to hate him, and he's permitted to come in the congregation in the third generation. We're beyond 3 generations, right? So Esau is permitted to dwell in the congregation. So you better love Esau, whoever he is, and let Yah do the judging. Right? Can I get an amen? Now that we've laid the foundation, I want to go and look at the Brenton's version of Genesis 10, and then we're going to progress from there. Okay. All right. Genesis 10, and this is the Brenton's version. Okay. All right. Let's Deuteronomy. Sorry. Genesis 10. Okay. Now, these are the generations of Noah. They have, of course, you know. Now, the thing I want to set a precedent so you know. The Septuagint was translated from the ancient Hebrew to Greek. Okay. All right. Remember, during the Maccabean period, the Greeks had dominated the Israelites, so Israelites began to speak Greek during that period, right? Okay. Now, those that were in captivity under the Greeks, they grew up speaking Greek, like we grew up speaking English. Right. Okay. So now, that's why you see Noah, Sem, Ham, and Japheth. So let me just kind of help you out a little bit. When you see this word Sem, when they say Semite, right? That's the Greek influence. Okay. So I know I used to do it technically. It's not Sem, it's Shem. Okay. All right. Greeks don't have the sh sound, right? Okay. So quite naturally, they wouldn't pronounce it Shem, right? They would pronounce it Sem. So when you say Semite, Semitic, right? It's the same thing. It's just a Hellenized variation of the word Shem, right? Just want to bring that to clarity. Okay, now let's go back in. Ham, Japheth, and the sons were born to them after the flood. The sons of Japheth, they said Gamer. Gamer, right? How about that? Gamer, Gomer, Magog, Madoi, Yovan, Elisa, Thubel, Moshach, and Thyris. And the sons of Gamer, Ashkenaz, Riphath, Thor, they got Thorgama, right? That's interesting, right? And the sons of Yovan, Elisa, Tharsis, Cetians, how about that? It's kind of close to Christians, isn't it? And Cretans, okay, and Rhodians. And from these were the islands of the Gentiles divided in their land according to his tongue, but in their tribes and in their nations. Okay, there we go. All right. So that's Brenton's. Interesting, right? The Greek wording kind of is different. Okay, now, so with that said, what I want to do is I want to offer to you a little something before we go further. Now, I'm going to kind of run down, for those of you Bible scholars, let's see, I'm going to give you a link here. Let's do it this way. Okay. For those of you Bible scholars, you Bible-toting gurus, I'm going to give you a link, okay? Hold on a second. I got to fix something. This thing keeps commenting. Let's see. No, hold on a second. I can't fix that. Can I fix it? Can't fix that. Okay. I'm looking at the comments chat. Okay, chat settings. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see. Hold on a second. Okay, hopefully this won't mess me up. I don't know what I just did. Okay, I'll fool it later. For some reason I'm messing up here. Okay, so let's see. Let's see chat settings. Hold on a second. Okay, never mind. I fix it somehow or another. I got this thing automatically posting stuff, and I don't want it doing that. Okay. Light said they say Japheth is a Pacific Islander. So with that, on that note, you mean to tell me every son of Japheth, all the sons we just went through, landed in one place. Oh man, I tell you, what an answer, huh? Let me just do this real quick. Okay, I'm glad you said that. Let me see. What is a Pacific Islander? Okay, so Pacific Islander countries. Okay, all right. So you got, so this is what they're saying here. Pacific Islanders. Kiribati, Tuvalu, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Micronesia, Vanuatu, Marshall Islands, Solomon Islands, Cook Islands. Okay, you got 16 more here. Okay. Uh-oh, you got Japan in there. Japan is in there. I thought Japan was Moab. Okay, what about Guam? So interesting, right? So let's look at this map real quick. So see this map. So I guess these are the Pacific Islanders. So all of the sons of Japheth just happen to dwell together in one little landmass, right? Interesting. What about Japheth shall enlarge himself? So you can debunk that right there. That's not enlarged. They all lumped together in one little landmass. So how are they the Pacific Islanders? See, the thing is that they never run into people that's going to challenge that foolishness, right? Okay. So anyway, did I give you the link? When I gave you the link, I meant to give you the link. I didn't. Okay, let's see. Okay, so click that link there, and we're going to read this together here. Okay, all right. This is the CJ Schofield Bible. You can download that, follow that link, click that link, pull it up. If you scroll down, you can actually download it, right? Okay, we're going to read something from here right now. Not to mention that Schofield held the white supremacist doctrine, right? And we're going to see it in the notes. So let's go to Schofield notes. And let's see. Let's do this here. I got this. Let's go to the link I gave you. All right. And we're going to go to, this is chapter 10. We're going to look at his notes here. Okay, chapter 10, it says, now these are the generations of the sons of Noah, Shem, Ham, Japheth, and unto them were sons born after the flood, right? Now, and on that Pacific Island doctrine too, I got questions. My question, y'all know my question is, how did they get in the Pacific Islands? If they started out in those lands that Esau overthrew them, how did they get in one lump? There's just so many holes in it. There's so many holes. And those people, they believe that. No scholarship at all. That's weak. That's not even weak scholarship. That's just no scholarship. Not even weak. It's just no scholarship to even believe that, right? Okay, we can go to the Pacific Islanders and debunk that. We can spend a whole lesson on that. Just debunk that the Pacific Islanders where they originated. Okay, just like we did the Samoans, right? Okay, now let's go back in. So this is Genesis 10. He says, these are the generations of sons of Noah. Okay, we're not gonna read it again. What I want you to zoom in on is this here. Let me bring this up a little bigger, larger. Okay, I want you to zoom in on these numbers, right? So beside each one of these sons, he has a number. So if you look down in his notes, right, you'll see one he has, and I'm not saying that I concur with his recollection, but this is what he's saying, right? He's saying that the progenitors of the Cimmerians and Cimbri, from whom are descended the Celtic family. So number one is Gomer, right? So he's saying Gomer is the progenitor of the Cimmerians, or the Celtic family, the Celts, right? Okay, so now let me just do this real quick. Okay, let's see, Celts. Let's go and let's do a Google search, and let's type in Celts. Who were the ancient Celts? Okay, here we go. The ancient Celts were a collection of diverse Indo-European tribes. Interesting. Indo-European tribes who inhabited parts of Western and Central Europe during the Bronze and Iron Ages, sharing a common language, culture, and tradition, but never forming a unified empire, right? Okay. Celts, it says, are a collection of Indo-European people in Europe and Anatolia, identified by their uses of Celtic languages and other cultural similarities. Okay, now that's interesting. So I wonder if the Pacific Islanders know that they come from the Celts people. You think they have a clue of their history, that they came from the Celt people? Okay, all right. Let's go back. Under number 2, he says Magog, right? Remember we did a series on Magog, but under number 2, he says Magog are the descendants, the ancient Scythians and Tartars, whose descendants predominate in modern Russia, right? He says, see Ezekiel 38 and 39, at 38 and 2 and 39 and 6, right? So let's do that. Let's visit Ezekiel 38 and 2. Let's do that. Okay. Let's go. This is the Brenton's version. Let's see if I can get it out of Brenton's version. Ezekiel 38 and 2, right? 38. We got some good stuff. I'm just kind of giving you a foundation. Okay, 38 and 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, Ros, prince of Moshech and Thobal, and prophesy against him. Okay. So Gog, in his estimation, is, let's go back in here, is the Scythians. So let's do this real quick. Okay, Scythians. Who are the Scythians? Okay, all right. Let's go back here. All right. Who are the ancient Scythians? Let's do this. Let's put paste. Who are the ancient Scythians? Ancient Scythians were a group of nomadic horse-riding warriors who inhabited Eurasian steppe from the 7th century to the 3rd century BCE, known for their military prowess and distinctive culture. Okay. Let me just do this shit right. The Turks. Okay, were the ancient Turks, this is what I want to know. Were the ancient Turks Scythians? Let's see. Okay, let me see. Hold on a second. They didn't answer the question. Somebody got a question here. Let's see what they said. Okay, all right, okay, all right, okay, all right. I got my answer from what they're saying here. Okay, all right. I was just curious to know. Okay, let's go back into. So he says that the Magog are the Scythes and the Tartars, right? Tartars. So who are the ancient Tartars? Let's go back here again. Who are the ancient Tartars? Who are the ancient Tartars? Ancient mythological Tartars was both primordial deity. Okay, a primordial deity. Interesting. We're gonna get a little deep into. We're gonna break this down. I just saw something. I never looked at this. So I'm curiosity, right? Okay, let's go back. All right. So he says Tartars who descended predominate in modern Russia. So we do know that he's connecting Magog to Russia, right? Okay, and so the question is, where did the ancient Russians come from? We'll address all that in the future lesson, right? Okay, I just want to lay a foundation first. So hold your horses. We're gonna analyze each one of them sons. We're gonna amplify. We're gonna get a magnifying glass. We're gonna pull that sucker. We're gonna tell you where they came from. We're gonna tell you how they got to where they are today, right? We're gonna prove to you that they cannot possibly be Esau, right? And the ones the Pacific Islanders are definitely not connected to them at all by no form, fashion, or shape, right? All right. So now, number 3, son Madai. He says Madai is a progenitor of the ancient Medes, right? Number 4, he says Yavan, progenitor of those who peopled Greece. Interesting choice of word. Those who peopled Greece, Syria, etc. Okay. That's interesting. Syria. Why Syria? Okay. 5 is Tubal. 5, he says, Tubal's descendants peopled the region south of the Black Sea, from whence they spread north and south. It is probable that Tubal's perpetuates the tribal name. A branch of this race peopled Spain. Okay. Interesting. Did you know that? And 6, he says Meshach, right? Progenitor of a race mentioned in connection with Tubal and Magog, and other northern nations. Now, I did want to go to Ezekiel 39 and 6, because he mentioned that 39 and 6. So let's do that. Ezekiel 39 and 6. Okay. 6 says, I will send fire upon Gog, and the islands shall be securely inhabited, and they shall know that I am Yah. Fire is going to be sent upon Gog, right? So, I mean, it's interesting, right? If the Pacific Islanders is okay, there's another question. Which one of the Pacific Islands is Gog? Because there's a pronounced judgment on Gog. Which one is Gog? Inquiring minds want to know. All right. All right, now let's see. Back to my, okay. So number 6 is Meshach, progenitor of a race mentioned in connection with Tubal, Magog, and other northern nations, broadly speaking Russian, excluding the conquest of Peter the Great and his successors in the modern land of Magog, Tubal, and Meshach. Okay. Then 7 is Tyrus. He says 7, the progenitor of the Thracians, right? Okay, let's see. Let's go in here. Okay, who were the ancient Thracians? Okay, let's just see what we got. Okay. The Thracians were ancient Indo-European people who inhabited regions of Eastern Europe, the Balkans, and Asia Minor, known for the warrior culture and influence in ancient Greek. How about that? So here's an article on Britannica. Like I said, we're not going to go in deep on the sons in this setting. next Shabbat, we'll look at each one of them. Okay, we'll amplify. Okay, now, so Brother Schofield, let's see, let's go back to Brother Schofield here on the next page. The son, now he starts with his descriptions with that there. He doesn't go any further. He mentions the rest of the sons, Gomer, Ashkenaz, Riphab, Togarmah. I guess he covered Gomer, so he didn't go any further. I guess he covered Yavon, so he didn't go any further. And then he says, by these were the isles of the Gentiles divided. He has a footnote here. Under 5, he says here, under A, settlement would naturally follow the coast first. The settlement would naturally follow the coast first. Okay. Interesting. So the original settlement of these sons of Japheth was around the coast. So, which would mean that every son, original settlement will be around the coast, right? Because if you look at the map, right, after the ark settled, right, they all kind of expanded into different parts around where the ark settled, right? Some went east, some went south, some went north, right? Some went west. Okay. All right. So you have that, right? All right. Shabbat shalom. Code Deanna. Good to see you, my sister. Let's see. So yeah, so like you're right about that. So the Gentiles, we're showing you that they're not the Pacific Islanders. They are actually those people that we're reading about here. Okay, so now, what more? I want to pull. I want to show you his footnote here at the bottom. He says, from these 7 sons of Japheth, I need my seeing eye glasses and have a little issue. There's some prints on my glasses here. Hold on a second. Bear with me a second here, brothers and sisters. Okay, all right. Ooh, I can see now. He says, from these 7 sons, Japheth are descended the Goyim, or Gentile nations. Read that again, right? From these 7 sons of Japheth are descended the Goyim, or Gentile nations, translated heathen 148 times in the AV, whatever the AV is. Authorized version, maybe, I guess. The name implies nothing concerning religion, meaning simply non-Israelite or foreigner. Okay, so we're going to test that. We're going to find out that this word does not mean non-Israelite. Okay, we're going to show you now. Obviously, we're going to prove to you that Mr. C.J. Schofield didn't do his homework. We're going to do it for him today. All right, now, let's see. So I want to show you the racist intention, or the racist observation of supremacy, right? So he says, let's go back here to, this is not in chapter 10, but it's comments on chapter 9, right? So we go back 9. It's in reference to the verse where Noah said, "Cursed be Canaan." Where is that verse at? Cursed be Canaan. Okay, so here we go right here. This is verse 24. It said, Noah woke from his wine and knew what his younger son had done unto him. And he said, cursed be Canaan. So he has a footnote under C, right? Cursed be Canaan, a servant of service shall he be to his brother. So if you go down to footnote C, let's see, footnote C. Wait a minute. Why does it see a C? Where's the C at? Where's the C at? Wait a minute, something is not right. Oh. Okay, so it's actually 5. I don't know why he said C. 5, it says a prophetic declaration is made that from Ham, right, will descend an inferior and servile posterity, right? So that is what the, and this is not a attack. This is a statement of fact. That's what the Christians in North America and South America, right, use this to justify enslaving the Hebrews in America, right? He said the prophetic declaration is made that from Ham will descend the inferior or servile posterity, right? Now, so on his comment, so if you go back to Genesis 9, and right here it said, he said, blessed be Yah, and Shem and Canaan shall be his servant, right? And Yah shall enlarge Japheth, and he shall dwell in the tents of Shem, right? That's question 2 for the one West Camp divisions is, if this says Japheth shall dwell in the tents of Shem, right? Why don't we see Pacific Islanders living in the hood? We see Mexicans, and they're supposed to be one of the 12 tribes. Okay. Let's see. So now he says on the footnote to that Yahshua large effect, he says it is a prophetic declaration is made that Shem will have a peculiar relationship to, he's got Jehovah. All divine revelations is through Semitic men and the Messiah. Then verse 7, this is the one I want to hear. He says, okay, wait a minute, hold on a second. I see more Josiah comment. I'm gonna respond to that. Let me see. It's a prophetic verse. This is number 7. This is his commentary on Japheth enlarging shall dwell in the tents of Shem. A prophetic declaration is made that from Japheth will descend the enlarged races, right? So if Esau, the Caucasians, is the Caucasians, Japheth will descend in the large races, right? You see, that doesn't say Esau would be enlarged. It said Japheth, right? It says government, science, and art, speaking broadly, are and have been Japhetic, so that history is an indisputable record of the exact fulfillment of these declarations. How about that? How is that for a Christian theologian? Did y'all see what he just said? Let me read it again. A prophetic declaration is made that from Japheth will descend the enlarged races. Government, science, and art, speaking broadly, are and have been Japhetic. Really? Really? So that history is indisputable record of the exact fulfillment of these declarations. How about that? So they rewrote history according to C.J. Schofield right now. In case you're interested in knowing what C.J. Schofield looked like, I'm gonna put a picture of him up on the screen here. See if I can blow it up. There we go. So that's C.J. Schofield right there. That's C.J. Is it Cyrus? What does the name stand for? Cyrus. How about that? There goes your Cyrus. Cyrus Ingerson Schofield. How about that? He's the one that said that all science, what did he say? Science, government, art have been Japhetic. Never mind what the Egyptians did. Never mind none of that. Never mind none of the ancient relics that they found in the lands across the globe. But everything is Japhetic. Okay. Roy Josiah said, I'm way behind, so forgive me, but I commented on Ringo's video and he told me that I hated him and that he didn't know what One West was. Huh. Interesting, right? Okay, so now we've laid that foundation. Yeah, that's kind of deep right there. I mean, he's angry at every Hebrew Israelite. I pray that the brother, comes out of it, because that's the reason why we're not supposed to be in exposing ministry, because it's not going to end well. When you get into exposing people, then somebody gonna start putting a magnifying glass on you. Okay. All right, now let's go in deep. Y'all ready to go in deep now? All right, that was foundational. Now, what I want to do is, at the end of this, I'm going to kind of touch on James Wood a little bit. James Wood's Dictionary of the Holy Bible, but I don't want to do that just yet. What I want to do is, the term Gentile is not, okay, first off, to answer the question, the power structure that is ruling today are not Esau. They are the Gentiles, just like it says, right? So what I want to do is, let's see. I'm going to give you a link here real quick. Let's see. Let me try to do this here. I got a lot to cover in the next few minutes to see if I can do it. Right, C. McMillan, that's correct. That's correct. Fred Price did a series on Kenneth Hagin's son, Kenneth E. Hagin. Is he still living? And he pointed out the racism in the Word of Faith movement, right? Speaking of Word of Faith movement, did y'all see Angie Stone's memorial service? Okay, now so click that link there, and we're going to go to that link. Okay, so put CJ Schofield in your notes. Now, real quick, we covered this in the previous lesson. I'm gonna kind of go a little fast here. Okay, now, so we're going to show you what a Gentile is. For those of you that didn't see the lesson, this is where the word Gentiles come from. Okay, so let's start right here on this paragraph here, to explain. Right here, to explain, right here. Okay, so my mouse is right here. We're gonna start. This is page 41. Okay, so if you follow that link, it takes you right straight to 41. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so it's good, easier on my eyes. Okay, now it says, to explain these, we must go back to the institution arbitrated. Is that right? Attributed. My bad. My glasses. Some reason these are not working right. Let's try these here. And that made it too big. Ooh. Okay, let me see. Just bear with me a second here. I'm having. Okay. Ooh, that brings it too close. Okay, anyway. To explain these, we must go back to the institutions attributed to Romulus, The whole body of the people had been divided, as we say, into two great classes, patroons and clients. The clients, or vassals, being wholly dependent upon the patroons, right, had no part in the body of politic, right, nor had they the right of connubium, as it was called. That is the right of intermarrying with their patroons. The patroons alone, therefore, we repeat, made up of the populace or body politic of Rome. These only were members of the three tribes. These only voted in the comitium by their curiae, goes your curiae, when they chose their kings or made laws. At first, then, they were only two classes of freemen at Rome, patrons and clients, and all powers was in the hands of the patrons. These patrons or lords also took the name patres or patrici, fathers or patricians, right? And at the time, the name patres was confined to senators, and the descendants of the old patrons or patres were called patricians. The patricians were at this time the same as burgesses. Now here's where you want to pay close attention right here. The patricians were divided into certain private associations called what? Gentes, right? Which we may translate houses or clans, right? So gentes is translated houses and clans, right? Okay, so when you say gente, you say houses and clans, right? All the members of each gens were called Gentiles. That's where your word Gentiles come from. Read that again. Where was I at here? All the members of each gens were called Gentiles, and they bore the same name, which always ended in ius. As for instance, every member of Julian gens was a Julius. Every member of Cornelian gens was a Cornelius, and so on. Now, in every gens, there were a number of families which were distinguished by the name added to the name gens. Thus, the Scorpios, Sulas, Sinas, Thethagi, Lentuli were all families of the Cornelian gens. Lastly, every person of every family was denoted by a name prefixed to the name of the gens. The name of the person was, in Latin, pronomen, that of the gens or house or nomen, that of the family of cognomen. Thus, Caius Julius Caesar was a person of the Caesar family in the Julian gens. Huh? So, there it is again. So Bishop Nathaniel told us that Julius Caesar he read from another book that said Julius Caesar was an Edomite. But here they're saying Julius Caesar, right? Caius Julius Caesar was a person of the Caesar family in the Julian gens. So therefore, if he was a person of the Caesar family in the Julian gens, he was a Gentile. So Caesar was a Gentile. So when we say Jerusalem be trodden down by the Gentiles, right? We're talking about the ruler, the elite, right? The elite that are ruling today are the gens. Okay, now let's go back in. Caius Julius Caesar was a person of the Caesar family in the Julian gens. Lucius Cornelius Scipio was a person of the Scipio family in the Cornelian gens, and so forth. Their praenomen or forename was Caius or Lucius, etc. Their nomen or name Julius, Cornelius, etc. Their cognomen or surname Caesar, Scipio, etc. These Gentes may be compared to the Scottish clans. Wait a minute, Scottish? My one West Camp division, my one West divisions, man, I'm telling you, y'all looking pretty bad right now. Looking pretty bad. You're looking pretty bad, boy. Take you down, boy. Take you down, boy. All right. Wait a minute, where was I at? It said, wait a minute, Scottish. Let's read that again. These Gentes or Gentiles, because when you say Gentes now, let's be clear. When you say Gentes, we're talking about Gentile. Same, one and the same, right? So these Gentes may be compared to Scottish clans. Oh, wait a minute, hold on, brother. Hold up 1 second. Let's do something real quick. Okay. Let's go back here. I like having fun. Okay. Where did the Scottish come from? Okay, here we go. Let's see. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a minute. Y'all got to see this here. It says the Scottish people are descended from a mix of Celtic, Germanic, and Norse peoples. How about that? Huh. So didn't C.J. Schofield just tell us that that Gomer was the father of the Cimbri and the Celtic? So Esau, I mean, we sinking this boat further down into the bottom of the ocean. A light to the Gentile. That boat is gonna rotten in the ocean, in the bottom. That the boat with all the holes in it. It's gonna corrode. All right. Oh my goodness. I hate doing this to you guys. Somebody's got to do it. Okay, now. So let's do this again. So interesting, right? These Gentiles or Gentes may be compared to the Scottish clans, in which there are many families. As the clan the Campbell, there are the great families of Argyle and the Bread Albane and others. Whether the Gentes were originally connected by blood or not is hard to say. But whether it was so or no, it is certain that they ceased to be so, just as the Scottish clans, but they were bound together by certain private sacred rites called Sacra Gentilicia. How about that? Sacra Gentilicia, of which we have seen one example in the case of the Horatian gens, right? All right. Now, there's more there in that. I want to go to another source, okay, that goes in a little deeper. I want to go to another source that goes in a little deeper. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give you another link, right? Y'all owe me $1,000 a piece for this course. This is a course that costs a lot of money. You ain't getting this stuff in your theological or in your university. I should be teaching a university class. All right. My nephew is a history teacher. He comes to me for stuff. All right, now let's see. I'm gonna give you another link. So let's do this here. Okay. This link. Okay. Hold on a second. That's the one I gave you already. We read something in that last article. I want to pull out that I want to go. We read about the Burgesses. Where was that at? We read it earlier up here somewhere. Okay, here we go. Right here, the Burgesses right here. So I want to pull something up about the Burgesses real quick. So, okay, the Burgesses. It says, see if I can bring this link up real quick. Okay, let's copy this and let's go here. Okay. Okay. Just so you can have this link, let me do this here and give you the link. Okay. Now, so let's go to this link here. I want to read this part where it's highlighted. It said, everyone who was a member of the Roman family and therefore of one of the Gentiles or clanships whose union formed the state was a true citizen or a burgess of Rome. Read that again, right? Somebody. Everyone who was a member of a Roman family. So Esau wasn't a member of the Roman family. He was a member of the Hebrew family. But everyone that was a member of the Roman family and therefore of one of the Gentiles, right? So that's what makes you a Gentile. What makes you a Gentile is you being of the Roman elite family. He said the Roman family and therefore one of the Gentiles or clanship whose union formed the state, right, was a true citizen or burgess of Rome, right? So that was a burgess. So Esau was not a burgess. So Gentiles are the burgess or they are the elite status, right? I know somebody gonna say, well, Esau is part of the elite status. He mixes seed. Esau seed is how they say Esau spread his seed. Okay. All right. Now, which is true. I don't disagree with that. But you can't make every European, every Caucasian Esau either. Okay, now. Some of the elite status are actually, but then that would make them, if they Gentiles, right? Edomite Gentile. All right, now. Or Gentiles. Okay, so let's see. Let's go. So that was Burgess here. Let's see. I got something else here. Wikipedia. I'm not gonna read that. Okay, we'll skip past that. Okay. Let's go here to this next link here. No, it's not. Okay. All right, I'll do it. Why not? Let's do this here. This is a link from Merriam-Webster's dictionary on gens. All right. I'll throw this in here in the link. All right, and then I'm going to close with a nice new source, right? Okay, so click on that link there. Okay. It says gens, right? A Roman clan embracing the families of the same stock in male line with members having a common name and worshiping a common ancestor. Let's read that again, right? Gen or Gentile, a Roman clan. One more time. Gen or Gentile, a Roman clan. A Roman clan, right? Embracing the families of the same stock in the male line with the members having a common name and worshiping a common ancestor. Boom. So that's Gentile. Esau's not a Gentile. So Luke 21:24 said that Jerusalem be trodden down by the Gentiles, but by the Romans, not by, and your sources that says Esau is Rome came from the people who were saying that they are the people of the book. So in other words, if you believe that, then you make them your teacher. Let me say that again. Somebody missed it. If Esau, being the Romans, came from the ones that you call Esau, and you buy that hook, line, and sinker, you know what that makes? That makes Esau your teacher. I'm bringing it home today. So everybody that teaches that Esau is Rome, and the source where you got it from, right, come from the people you say are Esau, then you make Esau be your teacher. Am I right? As Gino says, right?
Am I right?
Oh, y'all don't like me now. Okay, now. Okay. I'm going to give you a source here. I got two more references. I think I'm going to give you this other reference. Let's see. Hold on. Let me give you this reference here first. Right. There you go. He said that makes him your brother. Uh-oh. Watch out now. Brother Dollars, I like that. I'm gonna go there for a second. All right, Ezekiel 38. Okay, now click that link there, and this is another reference. Okay. Where I want to take you. Okay. Whoo. Let's see. Might have to squint your eyes on this one here. See if I can blow it in. Okay. This says, this is the source is a classical dictionary a classical dictionary of biography, mythology, and geography. Ooh, try to say all three of them together fast. A dictionary of biography, mythology, and geography. Whew, I did it. Okay. All right. Under Septuagus Cornelius, right? No. Y'all gonna like this one here. Cornelius was an Italian band. Watch this. An ancient patrician family. Wait a minute. Read that again, brother. Remember, Cornelius was an Italian band where we saw the patricians, the Gentiles. You're gonna like this one, like to the Gentiles. You're gonna like this one. Because the one West divisions always say Cornelius was a Hebrew, was an Israelite. Okay, now that's why I'm pulling this out. Septuagus Cornelius, an ancient patrician family, right? An ancient patrician family. And we told you who the patricians was, right? Patricians were the Gentiles. They seem to have kept up an old fashion of wearing their arms bare, to which Horace alludes in the words of Cinctuti, okay, and Lucan describes the associate of Catiline, thus I can't read that there. So many words. Okay. Let's go down here. This is Latin, I think. Let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. My eyes are being challenged to read this here. Okay. Let's see. How can I slide this over? Okay, now I moved too far. Okay. Where was I at here? Okay. Let's get past all of that I can't read. Okay. Okay. It says Pontifex Maximus BC 213 Propter, when he had the charge of Apulia, censor 209, consul 204, and the next year he commanded as proconsul in Cisalpine Gaul, where he defeated Mago, brother of Hannibal. He died in 196. His eloquence was rated very high to the Aeneas. Okay, so what I want to take out from that was that Cornelius was a name that was an ancient patrician family. So whenever you see in that New Testament, Cornelius, right? Cornelius wasn't an Edomite; he was a patrician, right? He was of the Gentile stock, right? So now let's go to another link here, another source. You know what? I didn't do our history. I did a history clip. I'll do it at the end. So for those of you that just came in, generally I do quotes from Black history, and I didn't actually do it. It kind of slipped my mind. Okay. Here's another link here. I want to share this one here. Let's see. Okay. Okay, let's see. What is this here? A patrician. There's another link for patrician. Let's do this here. Let's go here. All right, and let's go. Okay, now what do I have here? Let's see. Okay, here we go. Okay, see if you can see this here. It says Genusia gens. Patrician, of which the principal families bore the names of Aventinus and Agrippinus. Okay, so these are Greek names I can't even pronounce, but I want you to see that these gens. So all through the Greeks, gens, right? Okay. Now, so we're going to stay in the same article, but there's a specific page I want to go to. So I got to find the page. All right. So just bear with me a second. We just about wrapping this up for this session. Okay, let's try this one here. I'll give you the page in a second. Okay, here we go. All right. This is the link I wanted to see. Let's start with this page right here. Okay. Okay, now we're gonna go this page right here. Let's see. This is a dictionary of Greek and Roman antiquities, right? Copyright 1870. And this is so we're gonna start right here. Gens. Let's read a little bit here. Okay, it says gens. The word contains the same element as the Latin genus, gigan, G-N-O, and as the Greek, whatever that is, and it primarily signifies kin. But the word has numerous significations which have either a very remote connection with its primary notion, or perhaps none at all. Gens sometimes signifies a whole political community as gens Latinorum. Okay. Gens Campanorum, etc. Right? So it's as though it is probable that in this application of the term, the notion of a distinction of race or stock is implied, or at least the notion of a totality of persons distinguished from other totalities by intermarriage and increase of the numbers among themselves only. Let me read that again because somebody missed that. It says, gens sometimes signifies a whole political community. Okay, so we got that part. So first, sometimes gens signifies, when we say gens, we're talking about the same word, Gentiles. That's the root word. Signifies a whole political community, right? See, brother, see, Esau's political community. It says, sometimes. Okay. As gens Latinorum, gens campanorum, though it is probable that in this application of the term, the notion of a distinction of a race, read it again, the notion of the distinction of a race or stocks is implied. One more time. The notion of a distinction of a race or stock is implied. So gen is the notion of a distinction of a race or stock. The notion of a distinction of a race or stock. So Esau is a Hebrew. So the gens are not Hebrews, right? They are patricians from the Roman stock. It says right here. The notion of a distinction of race or stock is implied, or at least the notion of a totality of persons distinguished from other totalities by intermarriage and increase of their numbers among themselves only. Increasing among themselves only. Boom. Okay. So there goes your Gentiles right there. Now, Cicero too speaks of gentes, and he speaks in Latin. It is a consequence of such meaning of gens rather than of independent meaning that the word is sometimes used to express a people with reference to their territorial limits. Boom. Okay. The meaning of the word in the expression jus gentium is explained under just. The words gens and Gentiles have a special meaning in the system of what? The Roman law. Boom. Read that again. Somebody said, brother, where are you reading from? It's on the screen. It's on the screen. This is page what? 468. Okay. I lost my place now. Y'all made me lose my place. Okay, we go right here. Thus, the words gens and Gentiles have a special meaning in the system of Roman law and in the Roman Constitution, right? So the word gens, Gentiles, has a special meaning. So you can't be a Hebrew and be a Gentile. That's their name. That is their special stock. So an Israelite can't be a Gentile. Gentile, somebody out of the covenants operate with a Gentile mind. No, it's not. We're showing you the origin of this word Gentile, so you can't have your own meaning for the word. Okay, now I can go a little deeper and go to an older source, but this is good enough for now. Okay, all right. You want more? We'll dig a little deeper. Go into the analytical Greek. Go into the analytical Rome, I should say. All right, now. So he says, once again, he says that the word gens and Gentiles have a special meaning in the system of Roman law and in the Roman Constitution. Cicero has preserved the definition of the Gentiles, which was given by Scaevola the Pontifex, and which, with reference to the same, must be considered complete. Those were Gentiles, according to Scaevola, who bore the same name. Number two, who were born of freemen in Geniu, none of whose ancestors had been a slave, and who had suffered no capitis dominatu. This definition contains nothing which shows a common bond of union among Gentiles except the possession of a common name, but those who had a common name were not Gentiles. Wait a minute. But those who had a common name were not Gentiles. If the three were conditions contained in the definition were not applicable to them. There is also a definition of gentilis by Festus, as called gens, alia, which is composed of many families. Gentilis is both one who is of the same stock genus and one who is called by the same name semi-nominee, as Cencius says, those are my Gentiles who are called by my name. Oh, I'm running out of time. I'm running out of time. So now, as we summarize from today, what did we learn today? We learned that the prophet said, right? I could go through the book on the word Gentile and just wrap this baby up. But maybe I'll address some of that the next session. So the Gentiles are the ones that's trod in Jerusalem. We learned that the Gentiles can't possibly be an Israelite or a Hebrew, which Esau is a Hebrew, so he couldn't be a Gentile. So the people that's trodden down Jerusalem are Gentiles according to the scriptures, and also that according to Revelation, he says that leave the court open for the Gentiles, and that the Gentiles, right, as we discussed, were the gens or the patricians of Roman stock, right? Now, in the future lesson, we're going to show you the connection between the empire of Germany, the 10 toes, the extension of the Roman Empire. Okay, because the Roman Empire, as they teach us, fell, but it didn't fall. It extended itself into the 10 toes, right? So we'll cover that in the next lesson prayerfully. All right. So we got Gentiles are not Edomites. The Gentiles are not non-Israelites, as the definition said in one other source, but the Gentiles are the elite people, the patricians of Rome. Okay, now Esau didn't come from Rome. Okay, so he wouldn't fit the mold of being a patrician or a Gentile, because he come from the Hebrew stock, not from the Roman stock. His father was a Hebrew. If Esau is a Gentile, then so are the Israelites. Neither can be a Gentile, right? So that's our takeaway from this lesson. Now, my brother gave us Ezekiel 38. Let's see. Yeah, right. Yeah, they know. The leaders know that, but the leaders gonna let the people do what they did, because it's bringing them great gain. Where was that? Who gave that to me? Brother Dollars? No, I can't find it. Right? Yep, there you go. Coach Catherine, good to see you. She said the patricians were the wealthy upper class in ancient Rome. That's correct. So that's who the Gentiles are. Okay, now, so the elite, as we can see, we'll see later on, the elite began to continue to rule because, see, let me say this here. Every Caucasian or European is not of elite status. Would they fit under the label of Gentile? According to the definitions of what we read, yes. But from a technical standpoint, those Gentiles really are the ones that rule, the elite, right? Okay, now, you got some Gentiles that live down the street from you. They ain't ruling nothing. Might rule the household if they do that. I'm looking for the reference that Brother Dollars made. Okay, let me see. Ezekiel 38 prophesied about Japheth taken. So what specific verse was that you wanted to? Because I don't want to read the whole Ezekiel 38 talking about Gog and Magog. 38. Let's go back into the regular King James version here. KJV. Okay, what verse was that you wanted, my brother? He said the whole chapter. Okay, I'm not gonna read over. I thought it was a specific verse you wanted to. Yeah, but yeah, I'm not gonna read the whole chapter. But yeah, okay, yes, to your point, yes. All right, so with that said, anybody got any questions about anything we shared today? I did say I was going to play our Black History presentation for today since I missed it, so let's do that there. So I had it in motion, but I just didn't get a chance to get to it. So give your attention to our Black History. Okay, let me see. Hold on, I'm messing up now. Wait a minute. Where did that come from here? Okay. Hold on a second. I made an adjustment to my screen, which is let me see, hold on a second. Let's do this here. Hold on a second. All right, let's do it this way. I made an adjustment on my screen, so it's not showing the full picture. Okay, here we go.
Black History quotes from the scholars for white eyes only. Did you know that ancient scholars depicted the Egyptians with Negro features? In this week's presentation, we're going to read some quotes from some unknown scholars who makes mention of the resemblance of the so-called Negroes to the Egyptians. In spite of what the modern people say, the Egyptians were black. Let's go to our first quote. If it be allowable to make these data the basis of calculation for the past 35 centuries, it will follow that upwards of 10 millions of Negroes have been brought as bondsmen into Egypt during that period. This I regard a reasonable calculation, for in the present wasted and depopulated conditions of the country, the demand for servants and slaves must be far below what it was in the flourishing epoch of the pharaohs. This vast influx of Negroes into the valley of the Nile must necessarily have left its impression on the physical traits of the Egyptians themselves. In modern times, as seen in the Copts, and in more distant periods, as proved by the Negroid heads, in which both the configuration and the expression are too obvious to be mistaken. But it may be inquired, how does it happen that Negroes or their descendants should be found in the catacombs if they constituted a menial or a slave castle in Egypt? Samuel George Morton, Cranium Egyptica, or Observations on Egyptian Ethnography. Copyright 1844, page 60. And the next quote is, there is the fact that the Egyptian race itself in general had a considerable element of Negro blood. And one of the prime reasons why No civilization of the type of that of the Nile arose in other parts of the continent. If such a thing were at all possible, what that Egypt acted as a sort of channel by which the genius of Negro land was drafted off into the service of the Mediterranean and Asiatic culture. In this sense, Egyptian civilization may be said, in some respects, to be of Negro origin. Among the Semitic peoples whose civilizations were so numerous and so ancient on the shores of the Mediterranean and throughout Western Asia, the Negro, as in Egypt, made his influence felt, from the lowest to the highest walks of life, sometimes as a slave, sometimes as the freest of citizens. Alexander Francis Chamberlain, The Journal of Race and Development, 1910, page 484. And the next source, it will be observed that we speak of this under two heads, the Arabic and the Israelitish. Either of these would sufficiently count for the apparent infusion of Semitic blood in the beginnings of Bantu history. It is allowed that groups of Israelitish peoples have from time to time journeyed into the Upper Nile country. But this does not seem to sufficiently account for the large access of influence of which the Bantu are to concrete result. The contention has been made that the extraneous element of the Bantu was derived from tribes of Israel which were first carried away to Babylon, as related in the scriptures, and who afterwards in whole or in part migrated through Egypt into equatorial Africa, and through mingling with native tribes upon whom they imposed much of their own religion and customs, gave rise to the peoples known now as Bantu. The heart of the heart, the land of the heart of Livingstone, or the genius of the Bantu, page 2931, copyright 1920. This concludes our Black History quotes from the scholars for White Eyes Only. Have a blessed Shabbat.